So, good afternoon, or should I say good morning to your side of the world. It's me, the Lock Robster, the MNL48 bring you a new vlog. Yes, and this vlog is which members of MNL48 I have met face to face, dot dot dot, virtually, of course. Yes, since I'm right over here in Los Angeles, California, USA, I have not met them in person yet. But with the use of the technology we have today, I've met them virtually through Zoom, Kumu, and that Google thing. Okay, yeah, so yeah, there you go. So perhaps one day I'll get to meet them face to face. All right, but for now, I like to go through this vlog to let you know which members I have seen virtually. Okay, but before I begin, I'd like to let you know I actually did this vlog way back in January. Okay, yeah, and I actually shot it via Kumu Live as well. All right. However, I did not like how that came up because I kept repeating myself over and over again on that particular live. Okay, so I made it as my first draft and posted it on my other uh, YouTube channel under my real name, Robbie Mendoza. So I'll add a link to the description. So if you'd like to watch that first draft, okay. But there might be a big difference from that first draft because since the span of time, some changes have been added to the list of members of how many times they've seen me and members that I've just recently seen. Okay, like that. Okay. All right. So I guess a question. The first question I guess you'll be asking is how many members of ML48 I've seen virtually. Okay. Yeah. So out of the 110 original members of ML48 spanning from the first generation to the third generation, I've seen a total of 46. Yes, 46 it is. And I'll be letting you know which member I've actually seen once, twice, three times a lady, four times, and actually there's one member that I've seen five times. Okay, and that when I actually did the list and actually surprised me with who that member was. Okay, or who that member is to be precise, since she's still a current member. Okay, and I've actually brought visual aids to show you the picture of the members I've seen. So this is going to be done in how do you call this? Maybe in numerical order, starting from members I've seen once, and I'll explain while showing their picture where I have met them face to face virtually. Okay, so without further ado, let us start. Okay, so the first one up is Lainey. Okay, so Lainey, I met her during the very first virtual handshake event that was held around September of 2020. Okay, yeah. And along her was Gia. Okay. Okay, Gia, I also met her the first time. Okay. At the very first virtual handshake event. Okay. And I tried to see her during the last two virtual handshake events in 2022, but the second one she was absent, and the third one I missed her scheduled time. It's just a shame. Yeah. I apologize, Gia. Okay. So the third member I've seen once, okay, is Shira. Okay. Also at that very first virtual handshake event. Okay. Okay. As well as Thea. Mm-hmm. Okay. Shaina. Okay. Shaina. Okay. Grace. Okay. Gab. Okay, yeah. So those following girls from Shira, in a way, from Lainey to Gab. Those girls I met once at the very first virtual handshake event. Okay. Okay. The following member eh, I've met once is Alice. Okay. Yeah. Alice, I've seen face to face at the I call this. What's the title of that one? Frank's Not Dead. There you go. Frank's Not Dead premiere. Okay, yeah, along with her co-stars, which I'll be mentioning here as well. Yeah, and it's funny because when she kind of called out my name, because I guess you saw me there. For some reason, I was actually number one on that list of viewers. Okay, yeah, so that's Alice for you. Okay. Okay, next one is, okay, this one, this member I've only met once. Okay, and it is Sam. Okay, for Sam, okay, um, it was a time when she was kind of like uh, removed from the group. Yeah, and I kind of suggested to her fan club maybe we should do like a farewell party for her because I experienced that with Carla. Okay, with Carla when she left the group. Okay, so yeah, so her fans were able to get together and we did a nice kind of like farewell party or what we call sayonara party for Seth. Yeah, and it's a very good experience that uh, I got to know her that way. Okay, and I guess you could say it's much easier to meet uh, members of ML48 once they're away from the group. Okay, so yeah, sounds is one of those most memorable ones. Okay, so there you go. Okay, so also let's see here. Okay, so also met once Charm. Okay, for the very first time at the we say third virtual handshake event. Okay, she was supposed to be at the second one at an early 2022, but I believe she was sick, so she couldn't attend. Third one happened around November of 2022, and I finally got to meet her there. Okay, cool. As well as Amy. Okay, got to meet her during that third virtual handshake event. She was supposed to be at the second too, but she wasn't there as well. Okay, so glad I got to meet her there as well. Okay, okay, and the most recent former member I actually got to meet face to face was in one of our Kumu lives, my group NFT48. Okay, because we kind of like she kind of got invited. I think she was able to go up because one of our members, Chester, was going to be like leaving the group because he's going to be attending the armed forces. So fate was nice to come by and give her goodbyes to Chester as well. And yeah, so this is the very first time I actually met her face to face. Because I never met her in the virtual handshake event. Yeah, so there you go. Okay, so there we go. So that ends the list of members I've seen once. Okay, now let's go to the members I've seen twice. Okay, so first up on the list is my Kami Oshi Forever Quincy. Yes, so I met Quincy through Zoom twice. The first one was an actual conversation with her. We kind of interviewed her and such, and you could catch that video here on my channel. And the second time was with another M and Love, and we kind of interviewed her. It's almost like a panel or interview regarding idols in Japan and all that stuff. So I was able to talk to her twice through Zoom. Okay, Quincy, yeah. Hoping for a third one. We'll just see if she's not so busy. Okay. Okay, next member met twice is Belle. Yes, Belle. First time was at the very first virtual handshake event back in 2020. Second one, I was able to up on her Kumu live. Yeah, so that was special. I got to see her again after quite some time. Okay. Okay, next one is Carla. Okay, so for Carla, yeah, also met her during the very first virtual handshake event, and as the aforementioned kind of like sayonara party. Okay, that her fans put together, and it was almost like the format was almost like a virtual handshake event as well. So we had like 20 seconds to talk to her, and I'm glad to have that. To get to meet her a second time before she fully goes away. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Carla. Okay. And the second one, next member I got to meet twice is Kei, or Kaide Ishiyama. Okay, first time also at the very first virtual handshake event in 2022. The second time was on on my group's NFT48's Kumu Live. Yeah, Kumu Live. She was a guest on our Oshi Talks. Yeah, and I was able to, in a way, virtual handshake with her that way. Okay, in that manner. Okay, so yeah, thank you, Kaide. Okay, okay. Next one is Alyssa. Okay, former for it, Alyssa. Okay, and when I mentioned that it's easier to meet former members since they're away from the group. Yeah, so twice that I met her, Asher's no longer a member. The first one was I went up to her Kumu Live, in which we played a game. I lost that game, but that's okay. And the second one was when she was uh, a guest on our group's Kumu Live for our Oshi Talks as well, and I got to virtual virtual handshake her there as well. Okay, go. Okay, and the following members here, I believe, yeah, I met them during the last two virtual handshakes events of 2022. Back, I think first one was in March, and the second one was in November. Okay, so this following girls, uh, I met twice already. Okay, CJ, Rhea, Rachel, G, Claire, Claire, Clarille, Kath, Miho, Francis, and Cole. There you go. Yeah, so I was able to get to meet all those girls from CJ to Cole during those last two virtual handshake events. Okay, moving on. Members I've met three times. Okay, virtually. Okay, first up is. Oh, wait. Make sure you got that right. Okay, three times. Three times. Okay, first up is Ruth, or Paro Ruth. Okay. Okay, so I met her during the first virtual handshake event, the second virtual handshake event, and the No Way Man premiere. Okay, No Way Man premiere. Yeah, I met her there where we had a two-shot with the whole No Way Man Senbatsu. Okay, so yeah. So I got to meet her three times. Okay. Thank you very much, Ruth. Okay. Next up is JD. Okay. JD, I got to meet during the first virtual handshake event, 2020, the second virtual handshake event in 2022. Okay. Third one is when she is a guest in our on my group's Kumu Lives, Oshi Talks. I was able to get her as a guest. So yeah, and I got to meet her there again after quite a while. But yeah, thank you, JD, for coming. Okay, next up is Coco. Okay, or Colleen. Why do I call her Coco? Okay, anyway, yeah, Colleen. So I met her at the very first virtual handshake event. I didn't plan to, but suddenly, due to inspiration, I decided to. Okay, then I got to meet her at the second virtual handshake event in March of 2022, and oh no, wait, before that I met her um, at the Prank's Not Dead premiere. Okay, that was the second time I saw her. Yeah, yeah. She was part of the cast of that one, and then the second virtual handshake event in February of 2022. Yeah, so three times. The last virtual handshake event on November of 2022, I missed her scheduled time. Yeah, so she, and Gia, I missed that that time to meet them, which I wanted to meet all of them, much like I did during the second virtual handshake event, but during the third I missed the scheduled time. So I missed two members, and Colleen was the second one I missed. Okay. So next up is third time is Tin. Okay, a former for Tin. Yeah. So Tin, I met in the very first virtual handshake event. Okay, and then I got to meet her again as a former member on her Kumu Live. Yeah, I was able to go up on Kumu Live and talk to her there, and then we were able to invite Tin as a guest on my group's Kumu Live. Yeah, in our Aussie talks. Yeah, so she's actually the fourth former L48 member we were able to invite on our Aussie talks. Yeah. So yeah. So thank you very much, Tin. Okay. Okay. Next up, for the third, also for three times I met is Isabel. Okay, Isabel. Yeah. Okay. During the very first virtual handshake event back in September 2022, not 2020. Okay. She was on the list that I wanted to watch. However, due to technical difficulty, I was not able to see her. Okay. So, however, I was able to make up for that for the second virtual handshake event back in March of 2022. Okay, then I got to see her second time at the No Way Man premiere. Okay, and the third time at the last virtual handshake event on November 2022. So yeah, that's three times for her. Okay, okay. I guess you could say the same thing, the same way with. Let's see the next. The following girls. The following girls I'm going to be mentioning. Okay, starting from Isabel. Okay, so the following girls I've met in a similar way to Isabel, the second virtual handshake event, the Noe Man premiere, and then the third virtual handshake event. Okay, so it goes after Isabel goes is Dana, Liza, Rihanna, Lara, Ella, Jamie, and Shecky. Okay, yeah. So I was able to meet all those girls during that span. Okay, I guess one many may be wondering, but Colleen was part of the No Way Man premiere. How come you didn't see her there? Well, that's a thing. Uh, she was there. However, when it came time for that two shot, for the group shot and me, she was not there. For some reason, I guess I don't know. Maybe she went to the bathroom or something. But she was not there for the two shots, so I do not count that as me getting to meet her again. So she stays at three. Should have been four. But there you go. So, okay, yeah. So those are the girls that I met three times. Okay. So going on to members I've seen four times. Okay. Let's start with Jan. Okay. Yeah, Jan. Okay, for Jan, I got to meet her during the very first virtual handshake event. Okay. The No Way Man premiere. And not only did I see her there during the premiere, I got to like because we were given like a choice to meet any of the five cast members, and I chose Jen. Okay, so we're able to talk. In a way, it's kind of like making up for my, did you say bland, my bland meeting with her during the very first uh, handshake event. Okay, yeah. Okay, and then I met her in the second virtual handshake event on March of 2022 and the No Way Man premiere. Okay, there you go. That's four times. Okay, for Jan. Okay. Okay, and next up is Princess. Okay, go. Princess. Okay, yeah, four times during the first virtual handshake event, the second virtual handshake event, the third virtual handshake event, and I think between that was the No Way Man premiere. Yeah, she was part of the Senbatsu. Okay, so four times for Princess. Okay. Okay, same thing could be said for Gem. Okay, right, Gem as well. Yeah, in that order as well. First virtual handshake, second virtual handshake, No Way Man premiere, and the third virtual handshake event. Okay, go. I think, okay, so could be said with the following girls as well here. Hang on, let me just make sure. Okay. Okay, the same thing could be said with Abby. Yeah. First virtual handshake, second virtual handshake, man premiere, and the third virtual handshake event. Okay. So interesting thing I think I mentioned in my third virtual handshake vlog, where I made, you know, the tickets that I had remaining went all to Abby since it was the last member to meet, and I got the longest time conversing with her during that third virtual handshake event. Yeah, so currently Abby has the record, the most time. I've got to handshake with her. Okay, and next one is Andy. Okay, 4 times. Okay, for her, first time was at the Prank's Not Dead premiere. Okay, and then the second virtual handshake event, the No Way Man premiere, and the third virtual handshake event. So yeah, 4 times as well. Okay. All right, and next up is, all right, this is interesting. Okay, the last member is Mari. Okay, okay, so yeah, Mari, I met 4 times. Okay, so, okay, this is interesting because the first 3 times I met her, she was a former member. Okay, she was already graduated from MNL48, and I got to go on her Kumu, and I got to go up on her Kumu 3 times. Okay, on her Kumu live when she was still a former member. Yeah, I was, I kind of serenaded her 3 times. Or sang for her 3 times. So just like, I'm not a singer, but somehow we can't say no to this girl. Okay, and the fourth time, uh, I got face to face with Mari was during the third virtual handshake event. Okay, so that's Mari for you. Okay, so now we go to the member that I met 5 times. Okay, all right. So it's kind of like I mentioned before. I was kind of surprised that she turned out to be the most times I've met face to face virtually. Okay, so first time was the first virtual handshake event. She was one of 6 members to call me cute during that time. Okay, second time I met her was she was one of the cast of Bank's Not Dead, so I met her at the premiere. Okay, third was at the second virtual handshake event of March of 2022. Okay, fourth was the No Way Man premiere, as she was part of the Senbatsu. And the fifth one is the third virtual handshake event back in November 2022. Yeah. So yeah. So the member whom I've met 5 times face to face virtually is the Sunshine of ML48, or the Sinag of ML48. It's Diane. There you go. Yes. So, I'm, surprised and happy at the same time that, I got to meet Diane 5 times. Okay. Face to face, virtually, of course. Okay. So there you go. So those are the members, all 46 members that I've met virtually, face to face. Okay. Since I don't know when the fourth virtual handshake will be. Okay. Hopefully when they get the new single out. Yeah. The new, the 8 single, they call it, for Undergirls. Hopefully they do a virtual handshake event there. I'm not sure if it's going to be this year. Okay, well, hopefully it'll be this year. Okay. But yeah, and my actual plan, was to see all the girls who are present there. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I tried to do that last time during the third virtual handshake event, but I missed 2 girls because of the scheduled. And I missed the second. I could have, but 3 of them were absent that day. So it was technically I saw all the girls, but not all of them. Okay. Okay. Yeah, and hopefully they do a premiere too of the new 8 single, so I could see the Undergirls there as well. Okay, so I could add them on the list. Okay, like that. Okay, I wonder if they'd either match the end, match the end 5 times, or maybe come close to it. Okay, maybe even go over the end. Who knows? But we'll just wait. We'll just have to wait and see. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that particular vlog, and you guys are so lucky over there in the Philippines. You get to go to their mall shows, and all that, the concerts. Yeah. So I hope someday I can do that when I'm there. Okay. So with that, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And with my usual outro, God bless, show less. See ya.